Good YouTubing, dear friends, and welcome to Bottles and Books, aka Pubs and Libraries, aka Lean and Learn. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the 3 whiskeys in this Flaviar box. So for those of you unaware or unfamiliar with Flaviar, they are basically a subscription service. You pay quarter monthly and you get a sampling set of whiskeys as well as free shipping each month from the bottles in their store. I have no affiliation with Flaviar whatsoever. In fact, I find it to be a little bit pricey, and honestly, the price of the bottles in the store online are a little bit more expensive than what you might get at some place like Total Wine. Although with the free shipping, it ends up evening itself out, especially in terms of if you have to travel to get your bottle, or especially if they don't have the bottle near you and you would have to order it online from Total Wine. Then with the free shipping, you do have a little bit of a bonus. I actually resubscribed to Flaviar because they offered me a free sampling box if I subscribed again, so I got 2 for 1 at this time. So that's what I'm doing. I like them, I like their whiskeys, and honestly, more than the value of getting what you pay for, I actually appreciate that I'm able to sample some whiskeys without having to actually buy the bottle and find something that I may come to love, which I have actually a couple times with Flaviar. So that's why I keep on with them right now, and so far it's been so good. So let's check it out. I don't know a lot about American whiskeys, and that's what this is. I believe inside here is a bourbon, a rye, and I'm not sure what else. So let's pop it open, see what there is, and give it a shot. Okay. Oh, and the other thing that I guess they've renovated a little bit, and I'm a little disappointed because it used to be that they were sent almost as kind of mystery boxes, so you would have a vial of A, B, and C, and then you would have the little coaster notes with what A, B, and C are respectively. And they don't do that anymore. On the bottle, it just says, on the little vial, it just says what it is. And I thought it kind of took the fun out of it in terms of having sort of like a mystery tasting, like without having preconceived notions. Like, for example, I know that I prefer rye over bourbon, so I'm just going into this assuming that I'm gonna like the rye better, but who knows, let's see. I haven't drank a lot of them, so. And I just got back from a trip from Tennessee and Gatlinburg where we did a lot of moonshine and whiskey tasting, so this really put me in the mood for it. Let's see what we have here. Okay, Koval, I believe this is a Chicago brand, and I haven't tried it, so I'm excited for that. It's a millet. This is Rough Stock, Montana Spring, and this is Dry Fly Straight Triticale whiskey. So let me know if I'm butchering those. More interested in tasting them, so let's see. First, let's go with the Koval. Koval. I don't know. Here we have a little info on each of these. So it's a single barrel millet whiskey at 40%. Looks like there's going to be a lot of fruity notes in here. They're saying pear, caramel, peach, ginger, oak, vanilla, and some other fruity apricot and apple flavors at the end. Let's see what we get. Yeah, wow, that's really fruity actually. Smells like a good whiskey for Christmas. Not so much in a spicy way, but more like in a sort of Christmas fruit way. It smells pretty mild in terms of alcohol content. 40 is probably as low as most whiskeys get. That's nice. I'm getting a lot of the caramel, but on the nose it was more fruity. On the nose it was more apple, pear, almost a sort of caramelized apple. Getting a nice little cellar feeling. Maybe more of a tobacco cellar than a wine cellar, but really nice overall. Very, very enjoyable, really smooth, drinkable. The strength comes afterwards with this one. Not so much burn on the way down, but it is lingering on the palate quite a bit in a nice way. All right, Koval millet. There's a little peppery at the end, on the back. The sweetness stays pretty much in the middle and forefront of the palate. Nice caramel on the exhale. Koval, good job. 7 out of 10. Let's rinse a little bit. This is the Rough Stock Montana Spring. So a little bit about this one. This one is 45. It's a wheat whiskey. Wheat. And looks like a lot of sweetness at the forefront, followed by more grainy flavors. Cereal, hay, followed by some oak, lemon, honey, ending with cake. So this one seems like it's going to be a little sweet. Let's see. Montana Rough Stock. Getting a lot of that cereal and hay on the first nose. A lot of grain, but in a nice way, subtle. Definitely reminds you of a sort of farm-esque feelings. Wow. Interesting. I feel like I get a lot of corn on that one, but it's nice. The hay is definitely there. I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it, but it is a present note in the whiskey. It's definitely prominent. The cereal, not so much. Captain Crunch, whatever berries, but more like Kellogg's cornflakes sort of thing. But really nice. Really different. I've never had something like this. Really mostly drinking Scotch, Islay whiskeys. But it's nice. Yeah, more than anything, I'm definitely getting that cereal and hay flavor. Very prominent, but really nice. The initial sip didn't feel any burn on the tongue. It was very, very mild, even after letting it sit there for a while. Even after breathing for a while, it actually seems to have less of a burn than the Koval, although it's 5% more alcohol. So overall, really nice. Liked it. I would say I'd give that one a 7 too. Let's see if we're gonna Oprah this thing and give everybody 7s, huh? Next one, last one, the Dry Fly Straight. I want to say Triticale whiskey. Don't know what that means. Sorry about that, guys. Okie dokie. So this is a grain whiskey and 44%, 1% less than the Rough Stock. This one apparently has some spicy 4 notes, followed by vanilla, caramel, some floral notes, wheat, rye, earthy, and fruitness. So kind of a mixture of everything that we've drank today so far, mixing some sweet as well as some earthy grain notes, but throwing some spiciness in there too. Kind of curious to see what that's like. Interesting. Almost smells like a cologne. Yeah, you could definitely use this as a cologne. That's interesting, and not a bad one, but it's kind of a unique scent for a whiskey. Very aromatic and perfumey. Excuse me, I forgot to rinse. Really nice. This one has a little bit more of immediate strength to it after you swallow. Again, on the tongue, it's pretty mild and nice. But when you swallow, you feel it in your throat almost immediately. But the taste itself is really, really nice, really interesting. It is, as I kind of said, just judging from the notepad here, a solid mix in between these two. It's got the almost got the fruitiness and sweetness of the first one mixed with the grainy hay, cereally taste of this one, kind of blended together nicely. I mean, not that it is a blend, but it tastes like sort of what you might get if you blended those two. Maybe we'll experiment with that. Spiciness is a little bit more on the exhale than actually on the tongue for me. I'm not getting it that immediately. On the tongue I get more of that sweetness mixed with grainy. And the exhale is like very mild spicy, almost as if you ate a green pepper with like a young jalapeno without eating the seeds, so without getting that spiciness, but you still get that aromatic excuse me, almost as if you get that aromatic pungentness without that overbearing spiciness, but it's still sort of that sinus opening, nice, almost fresh feeling, but not hot. I'm tasting it more and more now, but still, as I described, sort of like a young jalapeno. Okay, dry fly, what are we gonna say, 7? 7? 7? Yeah, I'll give it a 7. You get a 7, you get a 7, you get a 7, everybody gets a 7. Yeah, so overall, I enjoyed these whiskeys. So there you have it, the Flaviar tasting set of the Singing in the Grain. 7s all around, very happy about it. Okay, so we have drinked. Now let's get to reading. The book I have chosen for today is The Man Who Was Thursday by Gilbert Keith Chesterton. One of my absolute favorite all-time authors. This is just a brilliant dude, super old school writer. I believe this book was 1917 or something like that. Let me see. 1908. So excuse me, 10 years earlier than that. So this book is written in 1908. It is a fantastic book. It's basically a mix of a detective novel with just kind of abstract surrealism. It is hilarious. I don't want to give you too much of the plot, since I'm here just kind of more to recommend you the book than to give you a synopsis of it. But it is a very bizarre twist on a standard detective story, in which a policeman sort of chases around an anarchist, and they fall into or sort of get entangled with a secret society. But it's really funny. G.K. Chesterton has a way with words that really makes his work immortal, but at the same time just hilarious. This is my favorite book by him. He has a lot of work otherwise, theological, philosophical, fictional. Yeah. So there's, I mean, again, without, kind of exploding the plot for you too much, it's just a really fun read. If you like mysteries, pick it up. If you like sci-fi even, I would say pick it up. Not that it's necessarily sci-fi, but you'll see what I mean when you read it, and it's a great read. It's really fun, funny, kind of mind-blowing, and it's just a good read, and it goes by really quick. It's not a lot of pages to begin with. What is it, like 200, barely 200 pages, 208 or something like that. But it goes by in a flash. I would definitely recommend this book. And that's that. We have drank. We've read. And now we go watch hockey. It is the World Junior Championships, and Slovakia plays Russia today. So I'm rooting for my fellow Slovaks. And let's hope they win. All right, so I'm gonna finish off with a Koval. Na zdrowie.